I'm Mark Bickley, and with players now taking a mid-season break, welcome to The Crows Show, brought to you by Hungry Jack's Chicken Fries. Ebony Marinoff joins us shortly with Hugh Bond, who had to choose one elite sport over another. But first, as the club searches for positives in what's been an otherwise disappointing 2024, the continued improvement of some of the younger players gives fans cause for optimism. Injuries and form lapses have provided valuable game time to the likes of Cook, Dowling and Curtin, and handed more responsibility to Michaelani, Saligo and last week's Rising Star nominee Luke Nankervis. Billy Dowling certainly had a promising debut against Richmond with 17 touches and a goal.
We'd like to thank the Crows because he's in a wonderful environment and he's going to be a great team.
To have family pre-game, then all my mates post-game was awesome to have both of them there because they're the people that really helped me through this journey. You watch so many games where the boys have so many people listening and watching, and it's so loud and stuff, so you imagine it being pretty exciting, and out there it's just as you imagine, it's so loud, you can hear everyone so easily, and it's almost it's really exciting to be a part of. You get almost a little bit of boost of energy hearing all the crowd and everyone cheering for you, which is awesome.
It's exactly what they need to do. Here's a chance for the first gamer. Billy Dowling, take a bow, Billy. Just what they wanted. The Dowling family couldn't be happier, and that could not have come at a better time. First game in AFL footy. Young man from St Peter's College here in Adelaide.
Yeah, it was awesome. The boys obviously great getting around it, and it's always nice to knock over your first, but obviously, like I said, it was disappointing couldn't get the end result. So
you traded the goal all back for a win?
Absolutely. We'll assess, we'll go back and we'll come back stronger and bigger. There's great cohesion between all the lines, and obviously been playing a fair bit of mid, forward and wing, and you can accompany all that together and feel confident playing at all sorts of roles because the development teams work so hard with you, and you watch enough vision that you feel you can do any role that the team gives you, which is really important. Understand that you need to be ready to play AFL footy. It's obviously a big jump, so big achievement to do that, and to know that you've had to put the work in to achieve it's also an awesome thing to know.
Long, high ball, has it got the trip, the arms up, and the round of applause and celebration tells you that it does. Billy Dowling.
Obviously leaves you, have a taste for it, and it almost makes you hungry and addicted to have that feeling to get back out there and win some games of footy for the club.
Stay with us. Still to come on The Crows Show, who has bragging rights after a big weekend of country footy, and the club's mid-season SANFL report card.
Getting to play in front of big crowds every week.
Being able to influence and impact younger people or people that are less fortunate than what we are.
Doing what you love for a living.
Game day for sure, especially at Adelaide Oval, running out in front of 50,000, it's pretty cool.
Lifestyle, the friendships you make, and the overall enjoyment of winning AFL games in front of huge home crowds.
Best thing, just the team environment, and then also just getting to know all the fans.
Travel. Coming to work with your mates every day.
The best thing about being a footballer is you just get to play footy for a living and you just get to train all the time, and it's so much fun.
Probably live out a childhood dream.
Getting to go to the club every day and see some of your best mates.
Just getting to do what you love every day.
It's my dream job because I get to hang out with my mates all day.
Getting to play footy, I suppose, pretty straightforward.
Definitely the people you get to meet and the lifestyle of being a professional athlete.
I think the best thing being on AFL list is probably the connections you make with everyone and the network you can do that can help you outside of footy.
So Adam, it was an impressive fight for 2.5 quarters, but unfortunately momentum shifted late in the third and Sydney were able to put on 8 goals. Can you talk us through what Nixie said post-game?
Yeah, look, we have to be pleased somewhat with that, particularly that first 2.5 quarters, but at the end of the day, when the best team in the competition really stepped up the fight and put us under pressure, we were just a bit overwhelmed through the latter part of the third quarter and then going into the fourth. So it's good learning for us playing against the best team in the comp, and we've got to be able to stand up for longer, and they were just too good for us.
And you talk about the key learnings. I guess the momentum has shifted over the past fortnight or so. What can the boys be doing to stop leaking those goals?
Yeah, look, there's some of this. I think we need to acknowledge the difference in experience. We had 11 players out there tonight who played less than 50 games against an opponent that only had the 2. I think we gave up over 1,300 games of experience to the opposition, and they're a very good team. So we do have to acknowledge that right here, right now, our team is a little bit younger, just with some player availability and some of those senior players not being in the team. So they'll learn and grow from that. But we obviously know we've got to be better, and we've got to be in games for longer to give ourselves a chance. But there were some positive signs tonight.
And Nick Murray back, I think he had 11 spoils and certainly looked at times that he hadn't missed a beat. He's going to be a big part of the later part of the year for the club. Yeah, well, as we come to know with Muzz last year, he's one of our very best key defenders, and for those who get the pleasure of seeing him go to work with his rehabilitation and how much he's put into that, he has come back a bigger and stronger version. So we're really positive about what he's going to be able to do for us. It's nice to see him get a game under his belt. He's going to be better for it, and we look forward to what he can do after the bye. And we talk about the bye. The boys will go on a 4 or 5 day break. What do you think we can get out of as a footy club moving into Giants and Brisbane?
Yeah, I think most importantly, the ability to recuperate. We've played 14 games straight. There have been others that have had byes, and sometimes multiple byes before we've had our first. So we need a bit of a spell.
Country football's most intense rivalries are renewed every June long weekend when interleague competitions are held around the state. On Eyre Peninsula, hundreds of players converged on Port Lincoln for the Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield. But it was the home team, Lincoln City, which won the coveted trophy for the first time in 7 years.
Mortlock for me, it's a great honour. I think it's the pinnacle without playing representative AP football. So yeah, I think it's fantastic to get a lot of talent down in Lincoln. It's a great weekend.
It's really good because we get to bleed a lot of young guns through, and a hot start is really essential in these forms of footy. If you get the jump on the team, you're always in with a really, really good chance. So it's always fast, exciting footy, and probably really, really good for the spectators.
No doubt it is a social event, but when you're selected in the side, it's a great privilege to play, so they have a job to do when they get down here first. But yeah, no, it's certainly a great fun weekend, and yeah, if you come down and you play football first, you get time to have a good time after that.
It's really, really exciting, especially when you guys come to town that play for other footy clubs, and you get to sort of get a bit more camaraderie around the boys and a bit more respect for them when you have to face them on your everyday Saturdays. So no, it's just really, really good to play with a bunch of new blokes, and especially the young kids coming through, and get to meet them and watch their footy grow as the years go by.
Oh, fantastic, yeah. As a Minnabah boy where I grew up, yeah, it's just good to get back to Port Lincoln here and see the whole carnival going well. In 1974, actually was lucky enough to play with Lincoln City, so yeah, great memories. I just absolutely love coming back here. I've been coming back to Port Lincoln for the last 40 years with my family for holidays, so it's always good to have another excuse to come back here and see everybody.
It's a great stepping stone for higher levels of football, no doubt, and yeah, for young guys to come down here and show what they got with Norwood guys watching, EP selectors, all that, it's a great stepping stone for sure.
You want to put your name up in lights, these sort of carnivals are definitely the place to do it. There's a lot of selectors here from the Eyre Peninsula squad, so if you're a young punk trying to cut your teeth and get ready to rock and roll at a higher level of footy, today's the day to do it.
Hey guys, Riley O'Brien here. This year we're running a trick shot competition, so we'd love you to send in all your trick shots at home, at a footy oval, down the park. Show us what you got. To give you guys some inspiration, I'll get as tricky as I can get and I'll handball over my head into the tray. Make sure you send in all your trick shots. Details are on the screen now.
And congratulations to Luke Nankervis, who was this week nominated as the league's rising star.
Yeah, obviously I've been working hard with my personal performance and developing each week, but I guess the end goal is to win the game, so I just keep doing what I can for the team to win those games. Yeah, talking to guys like Brodie Smith and Mitch Hinge, they've been really good. Similar roles for me, so just being able to talk to them and develop my game and take things from their games has been unreal.
As our AFL team searches for success, players in the Sandful squad keep pressing for their opportunity to compete at the highest level. And they benefit from the valuable direction of one of the most experienced league coaches in recent history, Michael Godden. While victories this year have proved elusive, Michael sees many positives from the first 9 games.
From a win-loss perspective, it hasn't been what we wanted, but there's certainly been a lot of positives still. We've had a couple of good wins, one against South Adelaide round 1, and then the showdown at Adelaide Oval was a really good win for us. We played a really good brand of footy. The ones in between have been certainly had our challenges, but we're still seeing players develop at the higher level, and that's, I guess, primarily what we're here to do, and we're really happy with a lot of the outcome from that. Yeah, it's awesome for Billy to get that chance, and he took it with both hands, and that's what we're here to do, to make sure guys like him get that opportunity, and he's been working really hard in the last year and a half to get it, and it just proves that when we get it right, that at development level, they can step in and make an impact straight away. Yeah, Zach's one of the young mids that came in that when I was sort of looking after him really one-on-one in terms of doing the development mids as well, and he very raw talent, but a super talent, and he's learning AFL traits. So yeah, it's brilliant that Toby obviously came over to play in our Sandful program. He'd been a great contributor for us, and it's wonderful now that he gets his chance at AFL level. So he's a big guy, 200 centimetres, that can jump and obviously can take the ball at the highest point. Obviously I coached in the Sandful when the old system was around, and that was really difficult for both the Sandful team and for the AFL, not having players under the same umbrella. So to be here now and to have this system and to have your own club and your own team is very beneficial. They get to work together. They play our brand of footy, the Adelaide Crows style, and you've seen last year with some of the players that went up to AFL, they were ready to step straight in, and I don't think we've seen that in the past to that level.
Our AFLW team started pre-season recently, and always trying to get better, they've sought help to improve how they communicate out on the ground.
So you can see the vocal folds vibrating like that.
This year we're really focusing on our mental performance program, and a really big part of that is around communication. So it felt natural to come up with a crazy idea like this and get someone in that is a specialist in their area and in their field. Ellie from Vocalab is a speech pathologist and really comes from a health perspective. So it was really important to make sure that girls were looking after their voices in order to use them on the field as well.
Can everyone just pop their hand on the front of their throat, and can you just do a swallow? Feel that thing like move up and down. So what you're feeling, that thing that moves up and down, is something called your larynx, which looks like this.
It was really fun watching the girls project their voice, and projection was one of the main things that we were working through, but the ability to actually warm up your voice, so including that as part of warm-up was interesting, and watching the girls take on a new task was also a lot of fun. If we can have the girls organising and instructing on the field and communicating to each other, hopefully we can play better footy. So there is method to our madness.
Their season starts against Port Adelaide at Alberton on August 31.
Bondi, welcome to Hungry Jacks.
Thank you.
It's been a journey for you, I guess, at least sport. You've been a rower. I was looking up and interested to hear how you got into footy.
Maybe like year 9, started rowing, and then I'd always played footy like all the way through juniors, and then it was probably my passion the whole way through. I think I was always going to go that way, but rowing was just on the side because my dad did it. But then, yeah, I think because I had stress fractures in my back, it was probably time to hang up there and take footy pretty serious. So year 11, decided to take footy on.
And on that, what's the longest ergo you've done? I heard it's...
I think I did just over an hour. I had to do an hour test, so I'd sit there and chuck a movie on or something and then just try and
grind it out.
Yeah, grind it out. So probably wasn't the most enjoyable thing, but you had to get done. Yeah.
What do you think translated from rowing?
Yeah, I think both of them are very mental. Like you have to push yourself to next limits in both of them, but I think even team aspect of it, you'll have like in rowing team, it's like you can't just rely on one person. So I think everyone buys into that, which is really good. So I think that was what I took most, so yeah.
You talk about the mental sides of things, coming into South Australia, moving across the state. Has it been hard for you?
No, I've actually really enjoyed it, and obviously having a couple of Vic boys come over the year before, which was really helpful, the older boys, so they were really good to me. And then I was in a boarding house as well, so I think that made it a lot easier. I didn't really get homesick. Mum and Dad come over a lot, so it's really good.
So you live with Dan Curtin.
Yep.
Who's the cook? If you've gone to boarding school, you probably...
Yeah. No, we actually don't cook for each other, to be honest. We do our own thing, which is good. So I don't know if I'd trust Dan too much behind the kitchen. So, nah, it's pretty separate. And we've also got Zach Taylor, so it's been good.
You talk about having those boys with you. I feel like there's a lot of young boys around the footy club. Does that help you settle in?
Yeah, definitely having boys, especially from everywhere. Obviously, you've got some people from Perth, Victoria, and then also SA. Really helps, and having Bill and Max last year, they really brought me in, and obviously living here, I was the only one on my own, so no, they were really good to me and had me over for dinner and stuff, so I loved it. I think all the boys have been really good, to be honest, like the older boys. Josh was obviously really good to me when I first got here. Went into his host family with Sab Maria, so that was really nice. First day I flew and he picked me up from the airport, so from then it was smooth sailing.
And you're playing a bit of half-back. I mean, you've been in the midfield, and I guess with Harry Schomburg coming back in, there's tight for spots. But where do you think you play your best footy?
Yeah, probably lockdown defender at the moment. I think, obviously started the year this year in the midfield and really enjoyed it. And then obviously made the move back to half-back, which I played last year as well. So love both of them and happy to play anywhere. But yeah, I really do like that lockdown role.
And what do you think you bring to the team?
I think I'm pretty resilient on playing my role and really getting my job done. And then once I got it done, just trying to inflict offensively as well. So that's probably a work on for me.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me, Bondi.
Awesome. Thank you.
With the bye for Adelaide next week and with 10 rounds remaining, let's have a look at some of the hits and misses for the Crows in the season so far. Starting with the hits, the development of the young backline. With the departure of Tom Doedee and long-term injuries to Murray and Millerer, Adelaide defenders Keane, Worrell and Michaelani have risen to the challenge. The second is the emergence of two new midfielders, Isaac Rankin and Jake Saligo. Rankin entered the midfield in the weeks just prior to his injury and was stunning. Saligo's development, whilst not as eye-catching, has been just as impressive. And finally, the versatility of youngster Luke Nankervis. The recently nominated rising star has played wing and in defence and has looked composed and comfortable in both those roles. Okay, time to have a look at some of the misses. After leading the league last year, Adelaide's ball movement has struggled to maintain the same potency, dropping from 95 points per game to 82 and 10th in the competition. Second up, consistency has been a constant battle for Adelaide, with excellent wins against Carlton and West Coast punctuated with poor performances against Freo, Hawthorn and Richmond. And lastly, Adelaide's form at home at Adelaide Oval. This has also been inconsistent, with losses to Geelong, Melbourne, Essendon and Richmond all proving costly. Whenever you take a photo of yourself or a friend at any of our games and post it to social media, make sure you use the hashtag WeFlyAsOne. Let's settle on you. Please email faceinthecrowd@afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize of 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill at Adelaide Oval. That's all we have time for on today's show. Thanks for your company, and I look forward to joining you again next Sunday at 1 o'clock on 7. Bye for now. The Crows Show, brought to you by Hungry Jack's Chicken Fries.